Welcome to AutoCineLab, your ultimate destination for honest, detailed movie reviews and deep dives into Hollywood's best and latest films. Join me as we explore thrilling stories, unforgettable characters, and cinematic masterpieces. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss a review. Let's dive into the world of movies together here at AutoCineLab.
Liam Neeson's latest action thriller, He Warned Them Once, They Didn't Listen, is a masterclass in tense storytelling, gripping action, and emotional complexity. Anchored by Neeson's trademark gravitas, the film explores a world where warnings are given but ignored, unleashing a brutal chain of consequences. This review dives deeply into every aspect of the movie, from plot and character arcs to action choreography, cinematography, and thematic undercurrents, providing a thorough understanding of the film's strengths and nuances. The story begins with Liam Neeson's character, Jack Turner, a former intelligence operative who has tried to distance himself from his violent past to lead a quieter, simpler life. However, when a shadowy criminal organization led by the ruthless antagonist, Marcus Kane, threatens the lives of innocent civilians and Jack's closest allies, Turner is forced back into action. The film's opening clearly sets the tone with a prologue that showcases Turner's last warning to Marcus and his men. It's a moment loaded with tension, with Neeson's deliberate delivery emphasizing a sense of finality. "I warned you once. You didn't listen." As predicted, Kane's reckless dismissal sets off a tense, high-stakes cat-and-mouse game. The narrative unfolds with a carefully paced build-up. Early scenes emphasize Jack's internal conflict, haunted by past failures and reluctant to unleash violence again, yet compelled by a strong moral compass. The film smartly avoids typical action cliches by giving these quieter moments space to breathe, deepening Jack's characterization beyond a one-dimensional avenger. As the plot progresses, Turner's hunt expands. The story intricately weaves together subplots involving corrupt law enforcement, hostage scenarios, and a larger conspiracy linking Kane's criminal empire to corrupt political figures. Each thread intertwines smoothly, keeping the audience engaged in complex layers of suspense. One of the more compelling plot points involves Jack's estranged relationship with his daughter, Emily, who represents his emotional anchor and his vulnerability. Her safety becomes the catalyst intensifying the conflict, raising personal stakes that resonate throughout the film. Despite the complexity, the screenplay maintains clarity. Crucial reveals are timed well, with no excessive exposition. The film's climax delivers a powerful payoff, with a tense siege scene that tests both Jack's physical endurance and strategic brilliance, culminating in a final confrontation that blends raw emotion with kinetic action. Liam Neeson breathes life into Jack Turner with a blend of stoic toughness and subtle emotional resonance. This role taps into Neeson's established persona, the world-weary but relentless hero. Yet he brings fresh depth through nuanced expressions and restrained dialogue. Jack is not invincible. He bleeds, he hesitates, and he carries the burden of his past actions. This vulnerability enhances the character's relatability and grounds the film's more intense action sequences in reality. The supporting cast delivers strong performances that complement Neeson's lead. Marcus Kane, portrayed by a seasoned antagonist actor, is terrifying yet intelligent. Kane's motivations extend beyond simple villainy, including an ambition fueled by bitter betrayal, which adds layers to his menace. Emily Turner, played by a rising young actress, provides emotional weight. Her bond with her father feels authentic, a counterbalance to the film's brutality. The moments where Jack's protective instincts clash with his need for secrecy are some of the film's most touching. Other secondary characters, like Jack's old operative partner and a tough detective reluctantly involved in the case, add diversity and complexity to the narrative. Their interactions with Jack reveal aspects of loyalty, trust, and moral ambiguity that enrich the story. Action set pieces and choreography. Action is the film's lifeblood, and it delivers with precision and creativity. The fight choreography stands out for its raw, visceral quality, far removed from over-stylized and CGI-heavy sequences common in the genre. Key combat scenes include hand-to-hand fights that look brutal and exhausting, emphasizing realism in movement and impact. Neeson's own physicality adds authenticity, reflecting his years of martial arts training and action experience. Gunfights are tactically intense, rather than simply noisy shootouts. Scenes in confined spaces, such as warehouse raids and apartment sieges, utilize tight camera angles and sound design to heighten tension. The use of shadows and minimal lighting in these sequences amplifies the suspense, forcing the viewer to anticipate danger lurking just out of frame. A standout sequence involves a rooftop chase and fight in harsh weather conditions, showcasing not only physical endurance, but also clever planning by both protagonist and antagonist. This scene is a highlight, thanks to creative stunt work and immersive cinematography. The film's visual treatment is deliberate and atmospheric. Cinematographer Sarah Klein adopts a muted color scheme, dominated by blues, grays, and earth tones, conveying the gritty urban environment and the somber mood of Jack's world. Lighting is used effectively to contrast moments of hope and despair. For example, scenes centered on Jack's daughter often feature warmer light and softer focus, symbolizing safety and innocence, while scenes with the antagonist are harshly lit to reflect menace and tension. Camera work skillfully balances steady, deliberate shots during dialogue-heavy moments with dynamic, sometimes handheld movements during action. This mixture keeps the pacing varied yet coherent. Framing often places Jack in isolation within large, imposing spaces, visually reinforcing his solitary journey and internal struggle. Close-ups during key emotional beats capture subtle facial expressions, enhancing the psychological depth of the story. Composer Michael Trent provides a score that blends orchestral strings with ambient electronic elements, supporting the film's mixture of classic action and modern suspense. The music swells during emotional revelations and drives heartbeat-like tension during action sequences. Sound design excels, especially in the use of environmental sounds, raindrops, distant sirens, footsteps, layering immersion that pulls viewers into Jack's world. Gunfire, explosions, and physical impacts hit hard without feeling exaggerated, allowing the intensity to feel earned and credible. Dialogue clarity is maintained, despite the chaotic moments, ensuring the story's emotional core is never lost amid the sonic landscape. At its core, He Warned Them Once, They Didn't Listen, is a meditation on consequence, responsibility, and justice. Through Jack's journey, the film explores the cost of ignored warnings. The title's premise reflects a universal truth. How often does the world disregard voices of reason until destruction follows? Jack's repeated warnings serve as metaphors for broader social and political apathy. The moral ambiguity of vengeance. Jack's quest raises ethical questions about taking justice into one's own hands. The film deliberately avoids black and white answers, showing the toll exacted on both hunter and hunted. Redemption and legacy. Jack's relationship with Emily underscores his desire to reconcile with his past and protect the future, pointing to broader themes of family, forgiveness, and personal change. The film invites viewers to reflect on their own reactions to warnings, personal or societal, and the consequences of failing to heed them. Director Marcus Reed's vision is clear: to craft an action thriller that respects its audience's intelligence while delivering intense entertainment. His pacing control prevents the film from feeling rushed or dull, balancing exposition with action. Reed's direction of actors elicits naturalistic performances, while his collaboration with the cinematography and stunt teams creates cohesive storytelling through visuals and physicality. His experience with the genre is evident in how he structures suspense and reveals. Editing is tight, with well-timed cuts that maintain momentum. The climactic sequences benefit from a mix of long takes and rapid editing that heightens excitement without disorientation. Liam Neeson has become synonymous with a certain style of action thriller. Stories centered on a determined, often reluctant hero skilled in combat and strategy. This film furthers that legacy with a refined approach that balances action spectacle with human drama. In a genre often criticized for formulaic plots and shallow characters, He Warned Them Once, They Didn't Listen stands out by investing deeply in character psychology and moral complexity. It also pushes against the trend of excessive CGI reliance by foregrounding practical effects and realistic choreography. Culturally, the movie resonates with contemporary anxieties about ignored warnings, whether about security, social issues, or personal boundaries. The film's message serves as a potent reminder of accountability and vigilance. Since its release, the movie has garnered strong praise from both audiences and critics. Fans appreciate its blend of visceral action and emotional storytelling, often citing Neeson's performance as the film's anchor. Critics highlight the film's ability to maintain suspense and character depth simultaneously, praising the tight script and authentic action. Some notes have mentioned minor predictability in parts of the plot, but most agree these do not detract significantly from the overall impact. Online forums and social media buzz focus heavily on the main theme and Neeson's commanding presence, suggesting the film has solidified its place as a must-watch in contemporary action cinema. Liam Neeson's nuanced, commanding lead, deeply humanized character development, realistic and innovative action choreography, atmospheric cinematography enhancing narrative tone, powerful, emotionally resonant soundtrack and sound design, thoughtful themes engaging moral and social issues, points for improvement. Elements of the plot follow familiar genre beats. Some supporting roles could be fleshed out more. Mid-film pacing slows briefly, slightly affecting momentum. He Warned Them Once, They Didn't Listen is an exemplary action thriller that satisfies on both adrenaline and emotional levels. It offers a compelling narrative about consequences and conviction, brought vividly to life by Liam Neeson's intense performance and strong supporting cast. Equally impressive is the film's production quality, from fight scenes to sound design, delivering a visceral cinematic experience. For those who cherish mature, character-driven action films with layered storytelling, this movie is a standout. It not only entertains but also sparks reflection on the serious consequences of ignored warnings in our own lives and societies. Liam Neeson proves once more why he remains a cornerstone of the modern action genre, bringing depth, experience, and gravitas to a role that demands both physicality and emotional intelligence.